So this is what granite looks like in its natural state. This is like if you were out digging around and saw some granite, I doubt you would recognize it because it's just a big giant solid piece of rock when it's cut down, and you can see where the cut marks are at, and they do that with water and drills and stuff like that, and they cut it out of the quarry looking like that. So countertops, basically in their rawest form, will look like that until you get up to this point here, and then the polishing happens, and you can tell where on the side here where the polishing started and then where it ends up, and it looks like just glass. It's just smooth as silk, and it's just gorgeous. But you would never know that looking at this. It's just amazing. This one rock weighs 1,000 pounds, half a ton. And it's actually very small compared to most pieces of granite that are fashioned and fabricated to make your countertop. And these are the slabs of granite. To get some type of scope of size, I'm going to have a sales guy stand in front of one of these, so you can understand how large this is.
12 feet wide, 70, 80 inches tall.
12 feet wide?
Usually about 12 feet and then 70, 80 inches tall.
That's amazing. That one looks longer. That's about 14 right there.
Yeah, some come bigger, some come smaller.
Yeah, that's just amazing. And it's nothing but more and more and more of the same. I mean, it's just incredible how big this place is. It's just crazy. Look at that. Slab after slab after slab. And you see those cuts over there again on the side, how they get it out of the ground. All various types of colors. This is one very, very large slab of granite, and they have it in honed, in leathered, and in brushed. And the texture, you have to be able to feel this. This is not quite polished, although it's smooth, it's not polished, and so they call that honed. This is leathered, which has a little bit more texture, and you might be able to see the texture on the video. And then this is brushed, which has a lot more texture. This is almost like a rocky feel, but it's not a rough, it's still somewhat polished. It's incredible. Don't know how they get that in there, but I think you can see it on video. I wish you could feel it. This is really cool. I like that. I like this feel a lot better than the standard polished granite. This entire table is made out of soapstone, what they call soapstone. So you see the scratches on it, but those scratches can be polished off and everything. But the difference between this and granite is apparently this will absorb heat, and so it won't be cold to the touch the way granite would be. And I don't know why they call it soapstone, but it is a natural stone out of the earth, and it's just fashioned. Do you know how much this weighs?
Probably it's more dense than granite, so probably even heavier than a granite would be.
Wow, it's more dense?
I would think so. Typically granites are about 20 pounds a square foot. The darker the rock, the heavier it's going to be. My understanding of soapstone is pretty dense as well, so I assume it's going to be as heavy or heavier than.
And I would think granite was very dense. So, well, granite has rocks in it.
Yeah. So granite is a rock. So
yeah.
The darker the stone, typically the heavier and more dense it is.
But where you have rocks, you have voids. And this has no void, so probably why. Yeah, incredible.
And then we don't have anything.
This area here is all dedicated to quartz. Quartz is a man-made product, which oddly enough looks a lot like granite, but also the colorations and the different variations of what you can do with it, even to the point where through and through it can replicate a piece of granite. Is just incredible. That's what you're used to when you're seeing quartz, something that's kind of blasé, I guess. But as time goes by, they've just gotten to the point where it's even has sparkles in it to replicate granite. It's just incredible. Look at that. This is gorgeous. So apparently the difference between quartz and granite, And look at that. So the difference is that quartz cannot withstand heat. If you put pots on here, that it could ruin it or leave a stain there, a burn mark if you will, whereas granite won't do that. So that's the only problem with it. But the great thing about it is you could actually have it custom made if you don't see the color you like.
I was only showing you the slabs.
So
Sure, I understand.
it's just incredible, all the selection.
Sure.
Okay, you guys are not going to believe this. This is rock. This is a rock piece of. Show the other side. So they have a resin that's on the back of here, and it's kind of rough, but it's also smooth at the same time. And what's the millimeter on this?
I want to say it's just a dime's thickness. It's
About a dime thickness. It's very thin, and this is a natural stone on here. And because of the resin, the stone doesn't crack or anything like that. It's just incredible. How much? So what is this? A 3 by 4, 3 by 5?
Something like that, yeah.
And what is that a sheet? How much is that a sheet?
I forget. I'd have to go look up the more specific
Approximately.
pricing. I really don't know how to price it out yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's incredible. So this is actually that. When I was asking about this type of tile, right? This is about a 5 foot long, almost 5 foot long. Seems to be by about 2.5 feet wide, maybe 3 foot wide. And I asked the question, like, how big are these tile? What are these tile makeup? Because to me, it's a natural stone, right? It's a natural stone. It has all the little divots of a natural stone, almost like a slate. In fact, it feels like slate against my hand. Only to find out that is a material that I just showed you. This whole wall is that material I just showed you. That's just incredible. So instead of big giant pieces of tile, you're just gluing these pieces on the wall, and it looks like natural stone. And I bet, because they're waterproof, I bet there's a way in the seams that you could also waterproof this and have this in a shower instead of going through all the headache of Curdy Schluter and Red Guard and everything else. That would make my job a whole lot easier. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, then subscribe. Hit that button and subscribe. I make nothing off of YouTube, so please be a Patreon member. I'm gonna post a link down below to my Patreon account, and you can donate $1, $5, $10, $20 a month. Just pledge that on a monthly basis. That will help me produce more videos and content so that you can watch and learn from my channel. And donate at least $50 if you're gonna call. If you're gonna call for advice, donate to my PayPal, please. Donate first, and then feel free to call me or email me for advice. Otherwise, business calls only, please.